All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, it's the brother Yurah. Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right, as you can see with the title, all right, we're back with another reality check. All right, because reality is prophecy and prophecy is reality. Okay, and people are quickly figuring that out. Okay, all right, but the men of the Lord, all right, of the Israelites, the nation of Israel, okay, have been telling you, all right, and now people are seeing these prophecies come to pass. They're starting to feel the effects of the prophecies, all right, and it's becoming their reality. Okay. First and foremost, I want to say Salakia. I have the fan on in the background. I don't know if you know you can hear it. Lord willing, it's not too loud. All right, it is very hot in here, so I have to keep it on. Okay, so Salakia, if it's a little loud, all right, and I'm a little under the weather, all right. So Salakia, if my voice is a little low, all right, I'm speaking as loud as I can. I promise you. All right. So just wanted to get that out the way, but let's get into the title. Okay, people are apocalypse fantasizing. Okay, they're fantasizing about the apocalypse. All right, and that's from this video here that I got from the elder, all right, the elder bishop. All right, this video here, as you can see, the name of the page right here. All right, and the title, and this is free use too. Okay, free use. All right, it says romanticizing the apocalypse. Okay, romanticizing the apocalypse. So like it says, why we secretly hope the world ends. Okay, and this is what people are the spirit and the mindset that the people are in. Okay, all over the world, but especially here in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, they are secretly hoping that this society ends. Okay, because this society is ruled by who? The wicked. All right, which we know prophetically. All right, the name of the wicked, the so-called white man, woman, and child, started with the elite banking families, all right, are the Edomites, all right, Esau, Edom, all right, as it is spoken about in the book of Proverbs, so like not Proverbs, book of St. Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay, the Lord, all right, gave rulership over the earth, okay, management over the world today, all right, over to in the hands of the wicked, okay, which is Esau, Edom, okay. All right. And you see this Edomite here, or he looks like an Edomite. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna play this video. It's almost 50 minutes long. I'm not gonna play the whole video, but I'll leave a link to this video. This is a good video to listen to. All right. Because I say through the spirit all the time, don't let these people fool you. All right, with their smiles and driving around in their nice cars, and them talking about their money. All right, posting pictures on the internet about how happy they are. Don't let them fool you. These people are miserable. Okay. All right. We're not in the time of love, happy, joy, and partnership, and everybody all getting along, man. All right. We're in a time of division. We're in a time of war, rumors of wars. Okay. We're in a time of hate. Okay. That's the time that we live in, man. Whether people like it or not. All right. We're in a time of uncomfortability. All right. And these people are very uncomfortable. Okay. I'm going to play this, and Lord willing, is edifying to the body, and it feeds the sheep to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I find myself rooting for the asteroid. Not in a malicious, burn it all down way. More like an exhausted sigh from the soul. like a cosmic version of pulling the fire alarm at work. And not because you want anybody hurt, but because then we can all go outside and sit in the grass for 20 peaceful, sane minutes and not talk about quarterly earnings or meal prep. There's something weirdly soothing about imagining it all ending, isn't there? I mean, civilization. You know, the meetings, the emails, the political arguments between people who can't even remember what they were mad about in the first place. The debt, the grind, the dating apps. Yes, the damn dating apps. It's not that I want the apocalypse. I just want a break. And total societal collapse is apparently the only thing left on the menu that might grant me one. And I'm sure some of you know how I feel.
All right, you heard him. All right, it's not that he wants the apocalypse. All right, these people just want rest. They want peace. Finally, real peace. Not this AI, this artificial fiat type of peace and happiness and joy that Esau has programmed people to believe is peace. This isn't peace, man. Okay. Oh, you should be happy that that you have a job. You should be happy that you have this and have that. No, man. But the way that the world is structured, okay, is structured for hardcore oppression, and it's only going to get harder. Okay, this devil is about to collapse this dollar. All right, he might shut off the power grid. All right, via some terrorist attack. All right, some false flag. You know, there's a famine coming according to prophecy. All right, sedition among men. All right, men destroying each other's houses and homes for the lack of bread. All right, all of these things are about to happen. It's about to get worse. All right, but these people are feeling it, man. Okay, you got the average American. All right, the average Babylonian here in America can't afford to buy 2 cartons of eggs. They can't afford their rent off of one a salary. All right, off of one income. Excuse me. All right, and like you mentioned, the damn dating apps, or just a dating scene. Period, man. All right, I come from a time where if you've seen a beautiful woman, by herself or whatever, out and about, you know, you're both adults. You can go over there and just shoot your shot. The worst thing she can tell you is no, I have a boyfriend, or no, I'm not interested, or whatever, right? But you can easily just go shoot your shot. Nowadays, most men aren't approaching women. Why? Because a society has set in these women's mind the act of feminism, man. Okay, men are the enemy. Men are demons. Men are rapists. Men are disgusting. Ew, get away from me. So men are even approaching women anymore. And you can't, the safest thing for a man to do is to not approach a woman. Even if you do find her attractive, or, you like her. But this is how society has become. Okay. And that's so stressful, man. Okay. All right. So people are romanticizing, like it says here, romanticizing the apocalypse. All right. All right. They're secretly hoping for the end. Okay. Or that the world or the society ends. Okay. Because you heard him say it. All right. He just wishes that, hey, look, man, look, if the society's going to collapse, let it collapse, man, because at least I'll have a peace of mind. At least I won't have to go to work. At least I won't be subject to payments. All right. At least I won't have to stress out about getting up early in the morning to go be a slave and bust my ass for a penny or two. All right. And so I looked up this because another thing he mentioned inside of this video, once you keep listening, all right, is the term doom scrolling. Okay. As you can see here, doom scrolling, Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of doom scroll. Okay. And this is so prevalent within the world, especially here in Babylon the Great, that psychologists actually gave it a term. They call it doom scrolling. Okay. But it says doom scrolling, it says uh, to spend let's see, Salaki, to spend excessive time online scrolling through news or other content that makes one feel sad, anxious, angry, or etc. See, all right, because it could come on the news that there has been a school shooting where little babies have gotten hurt or sent back to the spirit world, and people are like, oh man, that's messed up, and then they go about their day because it's been so normalized. All right. You see, judgment has become the new normal. All right, and these people are noticing it, and they become numb to violence, to deception, to being lied to be screwed over. You know, sadness, loss, mourning. You know, so these people look for it, man. It's like a dopamine. All right, doom scrolling. All right, to spend excessive time online scrolling through news articles or other content that makes one feel sad, anxious, or angry, or etc. All right, you see. So I wanted to get this scripture here because the first thing I thought about was this here. This is the book of Romans, chapter 19. It's like a chapter 8 and verse 19, and it reads, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God." Who are the sons of God? The Israelites. All right, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians today. Okay, the manifestation is pretty much going into the arise. All right, the coming into power of the Israelites. Okay, because before we were called Israelites, we were called the sons of God. All right, it says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God." Okay, so people are waiting for something better. You heard the guy. It's not that I want the apocalypse, death, the lamentation, mourning, and woes, but I just want rest. I want peace. I want to relax for once. See, that's truly what these people want, and not just the people, the air, the trees, because all of these things are alive. All of these things have a spirit. Okay, the animals, the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, the fishes. Okay, everything is tired of the rulership of this damn devil because this devil has done nothing but uh, 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 um, um, brought death to the earth, man. Okay, no life, just death, and these people want to live. All right, everything wants to thrive and live. Romans 8 and 20, it says, "For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope." Okay, all right here. "Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God." Okay, see? And guess what? The children of God, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, the elect of the Israelites, all right, are going to be brought into rest, all right, via our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man, all right, in the kingdom of heaven, okay. And guess what? We're gonna shape and mold the world, all right, in that same form, okay, structure, order, as it is in the heavens, man, all right, as it is written, as it is in heaven, shall it be here on earth, okay. It's not going to be corruption, death, unlawful death, okay. Everything's going to be natural. Everything's going to be in order. All right. Which thus far is going to bring rest, peace, life, you know. So even these creatures, that they're going to be delivered from the bondage of corruption. You see? So that's what everybody's waiting for, man. You know? Let me also get something else here, Salakia. You grab something else before I get into this. Let me see. All right, so all nations are ready for the end of Esau's rulership, man. Okay. All right, people are tired of this fake reality and being subject to payments and oppression. All right, they're ready for a new reality filled with peace, harmony, and fairness. Okay, so let me get this here. Book of Proverbs. All right, just to prove it, Proverbs 29:2. All right. Book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. Okay, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. See, the righteous are the children of Israel, okay, the Israelites. Okay. All right. When we're going to be in rulership over the earth and in power, all right, which we're not at the moment, okay, but we will be. All right. The people are going to rejoice. All right. They're going to have rest, peace, happiness, man. All right. They're going to be treated justly and fairly. Okay. All right. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, like right now, all right, like in the world today, all right, it says the people mourn. Okay. They mourn. All right. You see the Hebrew word there. All right. Mourn, groan, sigh. All right. Look, pain or grief. See, that's what the people are experiencing right now. Okay. All right. But soon, all right, the people are not going to experience that, man. All right. At least not in like I mentioned, at least not in an unlawful manner. Okay. Because they're going to go into servitude under the Israelites. Okay. But everything is going to be done justly. Okay. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 5. And it reads, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Well, the inhabitants thereof are the Edomites right now, man. Okay. The wicked. They have rulership over the earth. Okay. They can put tariffs on other countries. Okay. All right. The currency or the dollar has their face on it. Okay. They're in power. Okay. It says, because they have transgressed the laws. All right. Changed the ordinances. All right. They changed the whole structure that the earth is supposed to be in. Okay. Starting, going all the way back to Adam. Okay. Adam was given the blueprint on how to rule the earth. Okay. He named the animals and everything. Okay. But Esau came in the rulership and changed that. See? And they broke in the everlasting covenant. See? All right. So that's why the earth is defiled right now. Okay. That word defiled. Let's go into that word defiled. All right. Hebrew word. All right. Chanap. Okay. And it says, look, corrupt, defile, greatly polluted, profane. Okay. All right. To be profane, to be defiled, to be polluted, to be corrupt. All right. You see, to be godless. See? Esau says, look. You can worship whatever God you want. All right. And guess what? How's that going for the people, man? These people are bugged out. All right. I seen a video the other day. This chick, she worshipped one piece of Lego, a piece of a Lego toy. This is my God. See, bugged out, man. All right. But this is what this society is doing to people, man. Okay. Because if it was our rulership, we would have told that lady, hey, look, chill out, man. Okay. That's your first and last warning, man. All right. That piece of Lego is not a god. All right. We'd have told her the truth. But because Esau, Edom, is in rulership, he tells people lies. All right. And you people are drunk off of lies, man. Okay. And most people are now coming to the realization that everything around them, everything that they known, everything that they have been taught are all lies. And it's killing them inside. Okay. That's why they can't wait. All right. If they can go over there and talk to the president of Russia and China and the other nations, they would say, hey, look, just push the button already. Just go ahead and do it so we can get the hell out of here, you know? All right, I believe it's a comment. Let me go back here. There's a comment. All right, somebody wrote, let's see, look right here. All right, Rick, what's that? Ricky, it says Rick Rennie Wanil or Wanil says, when the favorite when the favorite part of your day is going to bed, you know something is wrong. See, they'd rather just go to sleep. You know, that's the only way people get peace. And guess what? We're gonna get into a time where going to sleep isn't even, you're not even gonna get that. So these people are gonna bug out. You know. Let me get this here. All right, I'll ask the chat EBT. All right, that's what I call it. I asked it. Are Americans tired of their day-to-day reality in 2025? All right, it says many Americans in 2025 are indeed feeling tired, or more accurately, they're burned out. See, these people are burned out. They ain't happy. Okay. All right. You even got these millionaires and billionaires, man. They're not happy. All right. They got all the money and resource access to resources and everything, and they're still not happy, man. So what do you think the poor is? Do you think the poor are happy? The only people that are happy the only people in Babylon the Great right now that are happy, all right, that are joyful, are the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, man. The hopeful elect of the Israelites, man. You know why? Because we see prophecy coming to pass, and we know that we're getting closer to getting the hell out of here, man. All right. That's another one. That's another point I wanted to make. Even the elect is ready for a change, man. Okay. Let me get this. The book of Revelation, chapter 14, and we'll start at verse 9. Okay. And we'll read it down to verse 12. Okay. Revelation, look, doom for worshipers of the beast. All right. Revelation 14 and 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh. Okay. Which is going to be that thermonuclear fire. Okay. Which is poured out without mixture into a cup of his indignation. Okay. His righteous anger. And he shall be tormented, or whoever takes that mark, all right, and worship the beast, shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. All right. And it reads, verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. All right here in Babylon the Great. You hear that, Genesis? All right, the lake of fire is going to be right here in Babylon the Great. All right. It says, and they have no rest day nor night. All right, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth his mark, receiveth the mark of his name. Excuse me. All right, here's the point, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Okay, the saints we know as a whole are the Israelites. Okay, the whole nation of Israel. Okay, but on this side, all right, it's only the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, all right. Here's the patience, because guess what? The average nigga and nigga out here is not patiently waiting for on the destruction of Babylon the Great or America. Okay, it says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that kept the commandments of Yahweh, all right, and the faith of Yahweh Shai. Okay, all right, you see. So even we're waiting. Okay, we're waiting for the mark of the beast to be pushed. Hell, if we had our way, man, we would have Esau push the mark of the beast tomorrow. Okay, collapse it all tonight and wake up in the morning and Esau has his troops out here telling everybody to get in a single file line to get the chip. Okay, Because we know after that, all right, to look up, for our salvation is nearer than what we believe, man. All right, our redemption is near. All right, because we know once we're beamed up in those chariots, all right, we're finally gonna get rest. Okay, you see, and even these other nations, all right, these heathen nations, the animals, the trees, the water, earth and everything in it is earnestly, all right, waiting. You see, for the Israelites to rule the world in righteousness, man. All right, and take that rulership out of the hands of this devil, man. All right, and it's like only Yahweh Shai can remove this devil from rulership. Okay, but let me read and go back here, read a little bit more to this. All right, I asked the chat: are Americans tired of their day-to-day reality in 2025? Okay, it says many Americans in 2025 are indeed feeling tired, or more accurately, burned out, stressed, or disillusioned. All right. It says with their day-to-day reality, though this varies greatly depending on the personal situation. Here's a snapshot of the bigger picture. All right. Why many Americans feel tired of their day-to-day life in 2025? Number one, economic pressure. Okay, the high cost of living. All right, the stagnant wages. All right, they're not getting paid. Uh, uh, um, the cost of living is going up. All right, but the hourly wages, all right, are staying stagnant. Okay, so we have to work more in order to survive and keep up with the cost of living. All right, it says student debt and job insecurity. Okay, and look, these days you can get fired over anything. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of you brothers and sisters that are listening and learning. Even I myself have testimonies on, being let go from a job, for the most minute reason. Okay, you can't take a sick day. You see, you can't even take a sick day. Otherwise, you'll get fired. Okay. Second reason, it says work life imbalance. Okay, remote and hybrid work. All right. It says but help some, but for many, work-life boundaries have blurred. Right. It says overwork and hustle culture. All right, continue to lead to burnout, especially in service and tech sectors. That's right. Oh man, and y'all people thought that y'all was safe. Y'all, I'm gonna go to college because tech is the future. I'm gonna go to college so I can go get a tech job and be secured. And then guess what? Esau came out with AI. Okay. And guess what? AI is technical. All right. And they're taking your tech jobs. All right. Uh, reason number three, it says political and social fatigue. Look, fatigue. Okay. The polarization and constant news cycles. All right. Wear people down. Many feel powerless to affect change. That's right. You see? Because these politicians continue to lie to you. Okay. Under Esau's rulership, he sets up these puppets, all right, and these circus clowns that you call presidential candidates and mayors and house speakers and all these other people, right? Hell, even these famous people, all right. Jake nominated fucking excuse my language. Jake nominated Cardi B to go speak at the White House one time to speak for all the blacks and Latinos. Cardi B? Are you serious? But this is the reality of the world and its culture, all right, under the rulership of the so-called white man, which is Esau Edom. Okay. It says culture wars, protests, and election stress. You see? It says reason four, it says technology fatigue, constant connectivity, social media pressure, and AI integration in everyday life make it hard to disconnect. That's right. Nobody can put their phone down. Nobody can put their phone down. Even if you wanted to put your phone down, Esau has incorporated all fashions of life, all areas of life into your phone. You see? And soon it's going to be into your chip. Okay? that you're going to have into your body. All right, Lord willing, the Lord put the spirit on us that we don't take it. Okay, but most of you people are going to take it, and you're still going to have technology fatigue, along with cancerous sores and etc. According to prophecy, it says some feel a loss of meaning or identity in rapidly automating algorithm-driven world. That's right. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, man. Okay. All right. It says number 5, mental health and isolation. Loneliness and mental health issues are widespread, especially among younger adults. That's right, man. These look. I don't know if you brothers have ever went out and maybe went to your nearest Best Buy or grocery store, and you had to speak to one of those teenagers or young adults, especially Jake, and you had to ask him a logical question. Hey, where's the milk? Or something. But when you speak to most of this younger generation today, man, they are freaking retarded, man. And I'm being nice when I say that. Okay, all right. They are slow brothers. Hey, if you've ever spoken to, now you come across some that got a couple screws that are on tight. Okay, but most of them, it ain't the screws are loose. They're just not there. Okay, at all. Their heads are completely empty. But guess what? Their phone is in that hand. Okay. It says despite being digitally connected, many report feeling emotionally and socially isolated. That's right, man. Okay. All right, and then it's going into something else. All right, but people are uh, uh um they have fatigue under this rulership of this devil, man. Okay. All right, they're lonely, they're miserable. All right, don't let them fool you. I'm a strong black woman. I could do good all by myself. All right, now. All right, we about to see. Okay, because when you look online, you see a lot of these so-called black women, all right, making TikTok and Instagram videos saying, you know what, I can't do it no more. I need a man. Okay, but let's get to this. All right, I ain't trying to get into the woman. All right, Second Esdras, chapter 6. You know where I'm going. 6 and 9. All right. It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob," all right, Esau being the so-called white man, woman, and child, all right, and Jacob are the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, all right, the northern and southern tribes, okay, of the nation of Israel. All right, it says, "And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth," okay, so Esau's world is coming to an end, and Jacob's rulership, okay, because that world is a eon, all right, meaning a period in time. All right, right now during this period in time, Esau Edom is in rulership. Okay, so when his rulership comes to an end, Jacob's rulership, all right, is going to begin. All right, but even when you think about the end, all right, Esau meaning the end. Okay, end meaning death. Okay, all right, because the end of life. All right, at the end of life, what do? You die. Okay, you go back to the spirit world. All right, your body goes into the ground, and your spirit goes back to the Lord who made it. Right. So the end represents death, and the beginning represents what? Life. Okay, the beginning of life. What? You're born. Okay, a child is born. Right. That's the beginning of that person's life. Okay, so Esau would represent death. All right, the end, and Jacob will represent life. Okay, the beginning. Okay. For Esau is the end of the world, death, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, life. Okay, and that's what people are earnestly waiting for. Okay, all right. So let me get. Actually, I believe that's it. The point has been made. So go check this video out. When you get a chance. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play just a little more of it.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about why.
And you can hear it in this guy's voice, man. This is the average American, man. Okay. All right, they are drained. Okay, mentally, spirit. That's why a lot of that's why the scripture says what. Matter of fact, let me get it. All right, I believe it's Matthew 24, Matthew 24, and I believe verse 10, 9 or 10. All right, let's see. The book of Saint Matthew, chapter 9. All right, and it's verse 12. All right. Book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, all right, iniquity is sin upon sin, all right. It says, the love of many shall wax cold, man. When you go into that word wax cold, so many people are going to be psychos out here, man. See that Greek word for wax cold? Psycho, all right. And many people are turning into psychos, man. You see? Because they're drained with this current rulership, man. All right. This place drains you mentally, spiritually, all right? Morally. It drains the hell out of you, man. Why do you think these other countries don't want to have anything to do with America and the American culture? You see? You got nations in Africa that are literally burning the books from America. And when they ask them why, they say because we don't want our young girls to be polluted. All right? That's in the scriptures, man. All right? Let's see. It will pollute you. Let's see. Pollute you. Let's see if that pops up. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Salakia. Salakia. Let me. Right here. The book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 10, and it reads, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Okay. It's talking about depart from this place mentally, spiritually, morally. All right. We don't get into this place because guess what? All right. Because it will pollute. It's like because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. See? All right. When you go outside and you see our women, you see our men. Our men aren't even men anymore, man. These are not men. Okay? These are women with beards. Women with muscles and mustaches, man. Okay? And our women are women. Because the word woman in the etymology goes back to servant. A servant to who? Her man. A helpmeet. They aren't women anymore. Our women are overly masculine, man. Overly masculine, overly fucking delusional. Okay? And just bug the hell out, man. Not to mention, on top of all of that, to blanket all of that, they're whores. And they think it's okay. This place has to go. Let me read this again. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart. Depart from this place mentally, spiritually, and morally. Okay. For this is not your rest. Yes, our rest is going to be in our kingdom, man. When Yahweh Shai Mashiach returns, sets up the kingdom of heaven, all right, with King David as the king, okay, and the Israelites in rulership, okay, in authority. That's going to be our rest. Right now, in Esau's rulership, this is not our rest. Okay, let's go into this word rest. Let me see what it says. All right, resting place. Right. Look, quietness. All right, there's no peace. Look, quietness represents peace. There's no peace here. See, look, peacefully. All right. You see, look, comfortable. You ain't no comfortability here, man. And you people are realizing that now, man. Okay, because it is polluted. All right, it's polluted. Let's see, tama'ah. All right, to be unclean, become unclean. All right, to become impure. Yeah, this place will make you unclean. All right, and impure sexually, religiously, and ceremonially. You see? All right, idolatry, worshiping of self, worshiping other gods, defiling the hell out of yourself, man. All right, killing yourself, man. All right, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Let me just play a little bit more of this, and then we'll close it out.
So many of us quietly, probably guiltily, fantasize about the end of the world. And why we've all, at one point or another, had a fleeting thought like, if a solar flare knocks out the power grid, at least I won't have to go to my cousin's gender reveal barbecue. Because deep down, I think we're not really rooting for destruction. We're rooting for permission to stop pretending. All right, so
I like that. We're rooting for permission to stop pretending, man. All right, and I know brothers and sisters can contest, to this. All right, you have to go and you have to go to work in front of niggas and niggettes, the heathen nations, Esau, Edom. All right, and you have to act like you're cool with them. All right, that's the most draining thing ever. All right, I can only be myself around like-minded people, man, which are the brothers. Okay, or even on the flip side, these Edomites, man, we know how they feel about the Israelites. We know how they feel about us. We know how the so-called white man, woman, and child feels about the so-called black, Latino, and Native and Seminole Indian man, woman, and child. We know how they feel. But don't you get tired of going to work and then you see them come up to you? You see Brad or Brett, because he's the manager or the supervisor. He comes up to you, hey, how you doing? Good morning, and give you that Edomite smile. Good morning, with his cup of coffee, walking past you, smiling. Hope you have a good day. Let me know if you need anything. But once he gets to his office, man, he's talking mad shit, man, because he really hates you, but he has to pretend that he likes you. Because of what? Cancel culture, his job. He might lose his job. Oh, that's racist. That's racist, Brett. You're fired. They don't want that because they're barely getting by as well. All right. His own people is oppressing him as well. You see? But like this guy said, look, people would just want permission to stop pretending. And guess what? We're about to come into a time where people are going to stop pretending. Let me get one more precept. Okay. Let me go back to second Esdras. Okay. We're going to get into a time where people are going to stop pretending, man. All right. Very, very soon, people are going to show their true freaking colors, man. All right. Second Esdras. Let's see. Right here. Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All of you people, man. Even this guy. Right. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun. Okay. So you're going to have this chaos in every street, in every city, every town in America, man. Okay. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. Okay. And invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. See, that's going to be the people showing their true colors. That's going to be them, all right, given permission not to pretend, not to wear that mask, as they say. I have to put on a mask and pretend that I like these people when I really don't. Well, guess what? We're going to come to a time where they're going to show that they don't really like you, Jake. They don't really like you. Esau's going to show his horns and show it proudly, man. Like, I've been waiting for this. Ah! It says they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. And in the modern day, kings and princes are your presidents, your aldermen, your mayors. You see, it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, they're not gonna give a damn about what President Trump or whoever the president or the governor or whatever. They're not gonna care. People of America, settle down. They can be like, man, fuck you, man. Excuse my language, but that's what they're gonna say. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, they're gonna have those guards. All right, you're not gonna be able to leave those FEMA regions or even your own state or city. Verse 18 says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses, it's like the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, a man shall have no pity on his neighbors. See, they're not gonna have to pretend in that time. Once the dollar collapses, the lights go out, and 911 is unavailable, man, these people are gonna wow the hell out. Okay, the people you thought were your best friend, and Brett, he's cool, man. He smiles at me all the time at work. Brett don't like you. Brett and Brad do not like you. Okay. It says because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See, they're gonna be wilding out, man. Salaki, let me read that again. 2 Ezra 15 and 19. It says a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, man. Pity, whoo, no pity. Come on now, man. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. All right, they're not gonna have no type of mercy. Okay, and spoil their goods. They're gonna take all of your materials, man. Wait, I need that. I need that. My children have to eat. My son has asthma. They're not gonna give a damn about none of that. Yeah, I hear you, bro, but I need it. So give it here and put a gun in your face, man. It says because of the lack of bread, the lack of food, all right, a famine, all right, and for great tribulation. See, so that's what's gonna happen, man. All right, so these people are romanticizing about the apocalypse, all right, and secretly hoping for this world or this rulership to end. All right, but when it ends, as we're reading about here in 2 Ezra chapter 15, it's gonna go out, but it's gonna go out with a bang. Scripture says it's gonna be a time like no other since the world began. All right, and it's never gonna be a time like it after that. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, it's edifying to the body and it fed the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. Shalom.